Have you ever noticed that the moment you finally let go of something you were gripping too tightly, that is the exact moment it starts coming toward you? There is something about your sign, Virgo, that makes this lesson harder than it is for almost anyone else. You are wired to plan, to prepare, to control every last detail. And most of the time that works beautifully. But right now, the energy around you is shifting in a way that demands something different. It is demanding that you release. Not give up, not surrender and defeat, but release your grip on the timeline, on the method, on the specific way you thought things had to unfold. Because a solution is forming. It is real, it is close, and it is powerful. But it cannot land in a closed fist. It needs an open hand. This message is going to walk you through 10 essential pieces of guidance that are directly aligned with the energy surrounding Virgo right now. Some of them will feel like a mirror, reflecting exactly what you have been feeling, but could not put into words. Others might challenge you, push against the patterns you have built your entire life around. But every single one of them is here for a reason. And if you stay until the very end, you are going to understand something about yourself and about this moment in time that most people never get the chance to see. The solution is not far away, but you need to hear what comes next before it can fully arrive. Let us begin. Tip 1. Stop rebuilding what already collapsed. There is something in your life right now that has already ended, Virgo. Maybe it was a relationship that slowly drained the life out of you. Maybe it was a job that used to feel purposeful but became nothing more than routine. Maybe it was a version of yourself that you clung to because it felt safe, even though deep down you knew it was no longer true. Whatever it is, it has already collapsed. The foundation cracked. The walls came down. And yet, here you are, still going back to the rubble with your hands full of tools, trying to rebuild something that the universe has already made very clear is finished. This is not a criticism. This is a recognition of one of your greatest strengths being used in the wrong direction. Virgos are builders. You are fixers, problem solvers, the ones who see what is broken and immediately start figuring out how to make it whole again. That is a gift. But that gift becomes a trap when you apply it to something that was never meant to be rebuilt. Think about it this way. Imagine you have a house, and that house has served you well for many years. But the ground beneath it has shifted. The soil is unstable. The structure cannot hold anymore, no matter how many repairs you make. Every time you patch one wall, another cracks. Every time you fix the roof, the floor gives way. At some point, the answer is not another repair. The answer is to walk away and build something new on solid ground. That is where you are right now. The ground beneath something in your life has shifted, and no amount of effort, no amount of your incredible attention to detail is going to change that fundamental reality. What makes this so hard for you is that walking away feels like failure. And if there is one thing Virgo cannot stand, it is the feeling of having failed. You replay every decision, every moment, every word, wondering what you could have done differently. You carry a weight of responsibility that most people would buckle under. And because of that, leaving something behind feels irresponsible. It feels like you are abandoning your duty. But here is what you need to understand, and this is crucial. Walking away from something that is already over is not failure. Staying and pouring your energy into something that cannot grow, that cannot sustain you, that cannot give back what it takes. That is the real failure. Not because you are wrong for trying, but because you are wasting something precious. Your time, your energy, your focus, these are not unlimited resources. Every hour you spend rebuilding rubble is an hour you are not spending on the new thing that is waiting for you. And there is something waiting. You might not be able to see it clearly yet, because your eyes are still fixed on what is behind you. But it is there. It is forming in the space you have not yet made available. The moment you stop trying to resurrect what has already passed, you are going to feel a shift. It will be subtle at first, just a lightness in your chest, a quiet sense of relief that you might even feel guilty about. But that lightness is not guilt-worthy. That lightness is your sign that you are finally moving in the right direction. Let the old thing rest. It served its purpose, taught you what you needed to learn, but its season is over, and yours is just beginning. The next tip is going to show you exactly why holding on has been costing you more than you realize. Tip 2. Your need for control is blocking the delivery. This one is going to sting a little, Virgo, but you need to hear it. Your need to control every detail, every outcome, every step of the process. It is the single biggest thing standing between you and the breakthrough you have been waiting for. Now, before you push back on that, let me be clear. Control is not inherently bad. Your ability to manage, maintain order is one of the most powerful traits in the entire zodiac. People rely on you precisely because of that ability. But there is a difference between healthy management and compulsive control, and right now you have crossed that line without even realizing it. Think about what happens when you order something important and it is being delivered to your home. You know it is coming. You have the confirmation, but instead of trusting the process, you check the tracking number every 10 minutes. You look out the window. You pace near the door. You call the delivery service to confirm the address. And all of that checking, all of that anxiety does not make the package arrive any faster. In fact, all it does is exhaust you so that when the package finally arrives, you are too drained to enjoy it. That is exactly what is happening in your life right now. Something is being delivered to you. A solution, an opportunity, a shift that you have been asking for, consciously or unconsciously, for a long time. The universe has heard you. The process is underway. But you keep checking. You keep adjusting. You keep trying to micromanage a process that is bigger than your ability to control. Every time you try to force a specific timeline, you create resistance. Every time you insist on a particular method, you block alternative pathways that might actually be faster and better than anything you could have planned. Every time you grip tighter, you squeeze the life out of the very thing you are trying to hold. Here is the paradox that Virgo must learn. And it is one of the most important lessons your sign will ever face. The more you try to control the outcome, the further away it moves. The more you relax into trust, the faster it arrives. This does not mean you become passive. This does not mean you stop working, stop planning, stop being the diligent and brilliant person you are. It means you do your part and then you let go of the rest. You plant the seed, you water it, you make sure it has sunlight, and then you stop pulling it out of the ground every day to check if the roots are growing. This is incredibly difficult for you because trust feels vulnerable, and vulnerability feels dangerous. You have been hurt before by trusting the wrong people, the wrong situations, the wrong timing. So you learn to rely only on yourself to control everything within your reach, because at least then you knew it would be done right. But that old survival strategy has become a cage. And the key to unlocking that cage is not more control. It is less. Start small if you need to. Pick one thing today, just one that you have been obsessing over, and consciously decide to release it. Tell yourself that you have done what you can, and now it is time to let the process work. Watch what happens. You might be amazed at how quickly things begin to move when you finally get out of the way. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3. The person you are waiting for is also waiting. There is someone connected to your energy right now, Virgo, and this connection is more significant than you might want to admit. Whether this is a romantic partner, a deep friendship, a potential collaborator, or someone you have not even met yet, there is a person whose path is meant to intersect with yours. But here is the catch. Both of you are waiting. You are waiting for them to show up, to reach out, to make the first move, to prove that they are worth the risk. And they are waiting for the exact same thing from you. It is like two people standing on opposite sides of a bridge, each one hoping the other will take the first step. Days pass, weeks pass, and the bridge remains empty because both of you are too cautious, too guarded, too afraid of being the one who cares more. This pattern is deeply rooted in the way Virgo approaches connection. You analyze people before you allow them in. You observe from a distance, looking for red flags, testing their consistency, measuring whether they are worthy of the energy it takes you to open up. And by the time you have finished your analysis, the moment has often passed. The window of opportunity closed while you were still reviewing the data. This does not mean you should abandon your discernment. That careful eye of yours has saved you from countless bad situations, and it is a valuable part of who you are. But right now, the energy is asking you to recognize that sometimes the analysis itself becomes the obstacle. Sometimes you study the menu so long that the restaurant closes. The person connected to your energy right now is not a threat. They are not the ones who hurt you before. They are not the disappointing pattern you are bracing yourself for. They are something new. But you will never discover that if you keep applying old filters to new possibilities. There is a fear underneath all of this, and it is important to name it. You are afraid of being seen. Not the surface-level version of yourself that you present to the world, the competent one, the put-together one, the one who always has the answer. You are afraid of someone seeing the messy, uncertain, vulnerable parts that you work so hard to keep hidden. Because if someone sees all of that and still walks away, the rejection would cut deeper than anything you have ever experienced. So you never let them get that close. You maintain distance and call it wisdom. You hold back and call it patience. You stand on your side of the bridge and tell yourself that if they really wanted you, they would come to you. But what if they are standing on their side thinking the exact same thing? What if the solution is not more waiting but one honest step forward? You do not have to sprint across the bridge. You do not have to bare your soul in a single moment. But you do need to move. One message, one conversation, one moment of letting your guard down just enough to signal that you are open. That is all it takes to shift this entire dynamic. The energy around this connection is ripe, but it will not stay that way forever. Windows open and windows close. Right now the window is open. What you do with that is entirely up to you. But know this, the regret of never knowing will always weigh more than the risk of finding out. And what comes next in this message is going to help you understand why that step feels so heavy right now. Tip 4. Your body has been keeping the score. Virgo, let us talk about something you have probably been ignoring, and I mean genuinely, consistently, stubbornly ignoring. Your body. You live so much of your life in your head that your physical self has become almost an afterthought, something you maintain out of obligation rather than genuine care. You eat because you have to. You sleep because you eventually crash. You move through your day on autopilot, pushing through aches, fatigue, tension, and discomfort, as if they are minor inconveniences rather than urgent messages from the most important system you will ever own. But your body has been trying to talk to you. For weeks, maybe months, it has been sending signals. The tension in your shoulders that never fully releases. The headaches that appear at the same time every day. The knot in your stomach that tightens whenever you think about a particular situation. The exhaustion that sleep does not seem to fix. These are not random. They are not just stress. They are your body keeping a record of every emotion you refused to feel, every conversation you avoided, every boundary you failed to set. Your body is the filing cabinet for everything your mind decided was too inconvenient to process. And right now, that cabinet is overflowing. Here is what most people do not understand about the connection between Virgo and physical health. Your sign rules the digestive system, the gut, the processes of breaking down and absorbing what you take in, both literally and metaphorically. When your emotional life is in turmoil, your gut responds. When you are swallowing words you need to say, your throat tightens. When you are carrying responsibilities that are not yours, your back aches under the invisible weight. This is not mystical thinking. This is the basic reality of how your nervous system works. Chronic stress, unprocessed emotions, suppressed anger, these all manifest physically. And Virgo, because of your tendency to intellectualize everything, you are especially prone to this disconnect. You can talk about your problems with perfect clarity and still never actually feel them. You can analyze a painful situation from every angle without ever letting yourself grieve, rage, or simply fall apart for a moment. And all of that unfelt emotion goes straight into your body. The solution here is not complicated, but it does require something you are not naturally comfortable with. It requires you to slow down and listen. Not think, listen. Sit with your body for 5 minutes without trying to fix anything. Put your hand on the place that hurts and just breathe. Do not analyze why it hurts. Do not create an action plan for healing. Just be present with the sensation and let it tell you what it needs. You might cry. You might feel a wave of anger that seems to come from nowhere. You might feel absolutely nothing at first because you have been disconnected for so long that the signal is weak. That is okay. The act of showing up and paying attention is enough to begin restoring that connection. Your body is not your enemy. It is your oldest ally. And it has been fighting to get your attention because it knows something your mind has not yet accepted. Something needs to change. And the change starts not in your plans, not in your schedule, not in your carefully organized life. Starts in your body. Give it the attention it deserves, and you will be shocked at how much clarity follows. Tip 5. You are outgrowing people who cannot see your growth. There is an uncomfortable truth settling over your life right now, Virgo, and it is one that you have been trying very hard to ignore. You are outgrowing people, not because they are bad people, Not because they did something unforgivable, but because you are changing and they are not. And the space between who you are becoming and who they need you to stay is getting wider with every passing day. This shows up in small ways at first. Conversations that used to energize you now drain you. Plans that used to excite you now feel like obligations. You find yourself nodding along to stories and opinions that no longer resonate, smiling when you do not feel like smiling, pretending that everything is fine when the truth is that you feel like you are performing a role in a play you did not audition for. The hardest part about this for Virgo is the guilt, because you are not someone who discards people easily. You feel a deep sense of loyalty, of duty, of obligation to the people who have been part of your journey. You remember what they did for you during hard times. You remember the version of the relationship that worked, and you keep hoping that version will come back. But it will not come back because the person who fit into that old version of the relationship no longer exists. You are not her anymore. You are not him anymore. You have read the books, done the inner work, faced the hard truths, and come out the other side as someone who needs different things, deeper things, more honest things. And the people who knew the old you are often the most resistant to meeting the new you. They want the version that never rocked the boat. They want the version that always said yes. They want the version that made their lives easier, even at the cost of your own peace. And every time you try to show them who you are now, they push back. They dismiss your growth as a phase. They make you feel dramatic for wanting more. They subtly, sometimes not so subtly, pressure you to shrink back into the shape they are comfortable with. This is where you must draw a line, Virgo. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with a quiet, firm acknowledgement that you deserve to be surrounded by people who celebrate your evolution, rather than feel threatened by it. This does not always mean cutting people off entirely, though sometimes it does. Sometimes it means adjusting the distance, moving someone from your inner circle to an outer ring, reducing the frequency of contact, protecting your energy without making a dramatic declaration. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your growth. You do not need to justify why you need different things now. You do not need to apologize for becoming someone who requires more depth, more honesty, more alignment. That is not selfishness. That is self-respect. And there are people coming into your life, some of them already on the edges, who are ready to meet the real you, the full, unfiltered, evolving you. But those people cannot fully arrive until you make space for them. As long as every seat at your table is filled with people from your past, there is no room for the ones meant for your future. And what I am about to share with you next connects directly to why making that space feels so frightening. Tip 6. The overthinking is a disguise for fear. Virgo, you probably consider yourself a deep thinker. You value your ability to analyze, plan, and prepare for every possible scenario. And in many situations, that mental agility serves you extremely well. But right now, it is not serving you. Right now, your thinking has crossed the line from productive analysis into obsessive rumination, and you need to recognize the difference before it consumes any more of your energy. Productive thinking leads to action. It generates a plan, a solution, a next step. Rumination, on the other hand, is a loop. It goes round and round, revisiting the same fears, the same scenarios, the same worst-case outcomes, without ever arriving at a conclusion. It disguises itself as problem-solving, but it is actually avoidance. Because as long as you are thinking about doing something, you can convince yourself that you are making progress without ever actually taking the risk of doing it. Let me say that again because it is important. Your overthinking is not preparation. It is procrastination wearing a mask of responsibility. You tell yourself you need more information before you can decide. You tell yourself you need to think it through one more time. You tell yourself that being cautious is wise, that waiting for the perfect moment is strategic. But the perfect moment is a myth, Virgo. It does not exist. It has never existed. Every person who has ever achieved anything meaningful did so by acting before they were fully ready. They jumped before the net appeared. And the net appeared because they jumped. The fear underneath your overthinking is not always obvious. Sometimes it disguises itself as perfectionism, the belief that if you cannot do something flawlessly, it is better not to do it at all. Sometimes it shows up as skepticism, the insistence on questioning everything until the opportunity dissolves. Sometimes it appears as busyness, the habit of filling your schedule with tasks so that you never have to confront the one big thing that actually matters. But if you peel back all those layers, underneath every single one of them is the same thing. Fear. fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making the wrong choice and having to live with the consequences, fear of discovering that you are not as capable as people think you are. And so you think and think and think because thinking feels safe. Thinking keeps you in the realm of possibility without exposing you to the pain of reality. But here is what thinking cannot do. Cannot give you experience, cannot give you growth, cannot give you the feeling of having tried regardless of the outcome. Only action can do those things. The decision you have been going back and forth on, you already know what you want to do. You knew weeks ago, maybe months ago. The thinking is not bringing you closer to an answer because you already have the answer. You are just afraid of what it means. So here is your permission if you need it. You do not need to figure it all out before you begin. You do not need a guarantee that it will work. You just need to take one step. One real, tangible, irreversible step. Not a step you can take back if it gets uncomfortable. A real one. The kind that scares you a little. The kind that makes your heart beat faster and your palms sweat. That is how you know it matters. That is how you know it is the right direction. Stop thinking. Start moving. The clarity you are seeking does not come before the action. Comes because of it. And the next piece of this message is going to reveal exactly what happens when you finally make that move. Tip 7. Abundance is not coming, it is already here. There is a belief running quietly through your mind, Virgo, and it has been there for so long that you probably do not even notice it anymore. It is the belief that you do not have enough. That there is not enough money, not enough time, not enough love, not enough security, not enough of whatever it is you need to feel safe. This belief shapes everything. It shapes the way you spend, the way you save, the way you give, the way you receive. It makes you hoard, not just material things, but energy, affection, opportunities. You hold everything tightly because somewhere deep inside, you are convinced that once something is gone, it may never come back. And while this instinct has protected you in many ways, right now it is strangling the flow of abundance that is trying to reach you. Here is a truth that Virgo resists more than almost any other sign. Abundance is not something you earn through suffering. It is not a reward for hard work, although hard work is valuable. It is not something that shows up only after you have proven yourself worthy of it. Abundance is a state of being. It is a frequency, and you cannot access it while you are vibrating at the frequency of lack. Think about the way water works. If you hold a cup under a running faucet, it fills up. But if you squeeze your hand over the top of the cup, the water bounces off and goes elsewhere. Your scarcity mindset is the hand over the cup. You are standing directly under the flow, and you are blocking it yourself. Not because you want to, not because you are foolish, but because you do not trust that the faucet will keep running. You learned somewhere along the way that good things do not last. That comfort is temporary, that the other shoe always drops. And so you brace for impact even while standing in the middle of a blessing. This needs to change, and it needs to change now. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because the energy around you right now is extraordinarily fertile. Opportunities are forming. Resources are shifting in your direction. Connections that could open doors you did not even know existed are aligning. But none of it can fully manifest if you are locked in a mindset of not enough. Start by noticing the abundance that already exists. Not the big dramatic kind, the quiet kind. The fact that you woke up this morning with a functioning body. The fact that someone somewhere cares whether you are okay. The fact that you are listening to this right now, which means you have access to technology, to information, to guidance. These are not small things. They are evidence of a universe that is already supporting you. When you begin to notice what you have instead of fixating on what you lack, something shifts in your energy. Your grip loosens. Your breath deepens. Your chest opens. And suddenly what was blocked begins to flow. You do not need to manifest abundance. You need to stop resisting it. It is already here. It has been here. You just could not see it through the fog of fear. And what is coming next is going to show you the one habit that has been feeding that fear without you even knowing. Tip 8. Stop giving your best to people who give you their leftovers. Virgo, this one is going to hit close to home. And I need you to stay with me even if it feels uncomfortable, because this pattern is one of the most damaging things happening in your life right now, and it has been going on for far longer than you want to admit. You give your best to people who give you their leftovers. You show up fully for people who show up for you only when it is convenient. You pour energy, time, attention, and love into relationships where the return is a fraction of what you invest. And the worst part is you have been doing it so long that it feels normal. You have convinced yourself that this is just what love looks like, that this is just how relationships work, that expecting more would be selfish or unreasonable. It is not. Let me be very direct about this. You deserve reciprocity, not perfection, not a tally sheet where everything is measured and balanced to the decimal point, but genuine, consistent effort from the people in your life. You deserve to be chosen not as a backup, not as a convenience, not as someone to fill the silence when they are bored, but as a priority. The reason this pattern persists is because Virgo often ties self-worth to usefulness. You feel valuable when you are needed. You feel important when you are the one solving problems, providing support, holding everything together. And so you unconsciously seek out people who need a lot because their need validates your existence. But being needed and being valued are not the same thing. Someone can need you desperately and still not respect you. Someone can rely on you completely and still take you for granted. Need without respect is just exploitation wearing a different name. Look at your closest relationships right now and ask yourself an honest question. If you stopped reaching out, if you stopped initiating, if you stopped being the one to maintain the connection, how many of those relationships would survive? If the answer makes your stomach drop, that is the answer you needed. This does not mean those people are evil. It does not mean they deliberately set out to use you. But it does mean the dynamic is unhealthy, and it does mean you are the one with the power to change it. The silence holds your longing, the desires you tucked away because wanting things felt vulnerable and impractical. And the silence holds your truth, the deep, unwavering knowing about what your life needs to look like. A knowing that scares you because it would require you to change almost everything. This is why you fill every moment. This is why your to-do list never ends. This is why there is always one more task, one more responsibility, one more thing to take care of before you can rest. Because rest means stillness, and stillness means confrontation with the parts of yourself you are not ready to face. But here is the thing, Virgo. Those parts are not going anywhere. You can outrun them for a while. You can bury them under productivity and service and endless doing. But they are patient, and they are persistent, and they will keep showing up, in your body, in your relationships, in your restless nights, until you finally turn around and face them. The answer you have been searching for, the solution that the title of this message references, it is not going to come from more research, more advice, more external input. It is going to come from within you, from a place you can only access when you are still. Every spiritual tradition, every wisdom lineage, every ancient practice points to the same truth. The answers live in the silence. Not in the noise, not in the hustle, not in the relentless doing that defines modern life. In the silence. You do not need to meditate for an hour. You do not need to go on a retreat. You just need 5 minutes, genuinely quiet minutes, where you sit with yourself and let whatever arises arise without judgment, without analysis, without trying to fix it. Breathe, feel, listen, not to your thoughts but to the space between your thoughts. That is where your wisdom lives. That is where the guidance has been waiting. And that is where the solution begins to form, not through effort but through receptivity. You have spent your whole life being the one who does. Now is the time to be the one who receives. And what you receive in those quiet moments will be more valuable than anything you could have planned or controlled. Tip 10. Your season is changing and you must change with it. There is a shift happening around you, Virgo, and it is not subtle even though you may be trying to pretend it is. The ground beneath your feet is moving. The structures you built your life around are rearranging. The rules you lived by for years are being rewritten. And while part of you finds this terrifying, another part of you, a part you may not have acknowledged yet, is deeply, quietly relieved. Because you have known for a while that something needed to change. You felt it in the moments between sleep and waking, in the restless energy that no amount of planning could calm, in the growing disconnect between the life you are living and the life you know you are meant for. That disconnect is not a malfunction. It is a signal. It is the undeniable evidence that you have outgrown the container of your current existence and that a new one is forming, even if you cannot see its full shape yet. Seasons change, Virgo. That is not a metaphor. It is the fundamental law of every living thing. Trees do not try to hold on to their leaves when autumn comes. They release them, trust the process, and stand bare for a while, knowing that new growth will come. But you have been clutching your leaves with both hands, terrified that if you let them go, nothing will grow back. That fear is understandable, but it is not based in truth. Everything in your life up to this point has been preparation for what is coming next. Every lesson, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt, every time you fell and got back up, it was all building toward this. You are not starting over. You are starting from a place of extraordinary depth and wisdom that you did not have before. The skills you developed, the resilience you built, the clarity you gained through suffering, all of it is being carried forward. Nothing was wasted, but the form must change. The way you work may need to change. The way you love may need to change. The way you define success, safety, happiness, these may all need to be reimagined. And that is not loss. That is evolution. You are not losing yourself. You are finding the version of yourself that has been waiting beneath the surface, the version that does not need to control everything to feel safe, the version that can trust without guarantees, the version that understands that letting go and giving up are not the same thing. This is your moment, Virgo. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when the circumstances are perfect. Now, the energy is aligned. The doors are opening. The solution you have been searching for is already forming in the space created by your willingness to release what no longer serves you. But you have to be willing. You have to be open. You have to stop fighting the current and let it carry you towards something you could never have planned, but that is more beautiful than anything your analytical mind could have designed. Trust the season. Trust the process. Trust yourself. You have earned this. And what follows is the final piece of this message, the part that brings everything together and shows you exactly where all of this is leading. You have stayed through every word of this message, Virgo, and that alone tells me something important about you. You are not someone who runs from the truth, even when the truth is uncomfortable. You are not someone who settles for surface-level answers when the real answers require depth and courage. That quality, that willingness to go deeper, to look harder, to face what others turn away from, that is the very thing that is going to carry you through this season of transformation. Everything you heard today, every tip, every piece of guidance, every challenge, it all points to one single truth. The solution you are looking for is not out there. It is not in another person, another job, another city, another plan. It is in the space that opens up when you finally stop forcing and start trusting. It is in the breath you take after you release the thing you have been gripping. It is in the quiet moment when your mind goes still and something deeper than thought rises to the surface. You have been working so hard for so long, Virgo. You have been the responsible one, the reliable one, the one who holds everything together while quietly falling apart inside. And that has cost you more than most people will ever understand. But this season, this very moment, is asking you to put yourself first. Not in a selfish way, in a survival way, in an honoring way, in a way that acknowledges that you cannot pour from a cup that has been empty for months. The people who truly love you will not only understand this shift, they will celebrate it. And the ones who resist it, the ones who need you to stay small so they can feel comfortable, those are the ones who were never really for you to begin with. Let them go with grace. Make room for what is coming, because what is coming, Virgo, is bigger than anything you have experienced before. It is the kind of change that does not just alter one area of your life, but transforms the entire foundation. It is the kind of breakthrough that makes you look back on this moment and realize that everything you went through was necessary to get you here. Do not let fear keep you from it. Do not let old habits convince you that the safe choice is the right choice. Sometimes the right choice is the one that terrifies you. Sometimes the path forward is the one you cannot see the end of. And sometimes the greatest act of faith is simply deciding that you deserve more, and then acting accordingly. The energy is ready. The universe has been setting the stage. All it needs now is for you to say yes. Not a tentative, conditional, halfway yes. A full, committed, all-in yes. And when you do, when you finally stop forcing and start allowing, you are going to witness something remarkable. The solution will appear. Not because you figured it out, but because you finally got out of its way. You have two options after this video. Close it and hope things shift. Or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.